Imagine this. You wake up in the morning, your chest heavy, your thoughts already running like wild horses. Bills to pay, debts hanging over you, that rent notice folded on the kitchen counter, a credit card balance you don't even want to look at. You sip your coffee, but it tastes bitter. Not because the coffee is bad, but because your heart is already drowning in numbers and fear. We all know this feeling, the crushing weight of financial struggle, the voice that whispers, "You're behind. You're failing. You don't have enough." But here's a question. Is it really the money that is crushing you? Or is it where the money has taken residence? Because money in your pocket is harmless. It's just paper, metal, numbers on a screen. But money in your heart, that is poison. And poison doesn't just weaken your body, it weakens your soul. Ibn Arabi, the great master of Sufism, said the heart is the throne of God. It is the place where the divine reflects himself. It is the mirror of the real, al-Haq. Now imagine taking this throne, this sacred space, and stuffing it with dollars, coins, possessions, and anxieties about wealth. What happens? The throne is no longer pure. The mirror no longer reflects the divine. Instead, it reflects fear, greed, jealousy, and despair. Ibn Arabi warned us, the servant is not blamed for having wealth, but for wealth having him. Do you see the difference? You can hold money in your hand. You can use it to buy food, to build a home, to give charity, to raise your children. That's fine. That's money in your pocket. But the moment it climbs into your heart, it chains you. It blinds you. It blocks the light that belongs there. Think about it. We don't curse a hammer, do we? A hammer can build a house or smash a window. The hammer isn't guilty. The hand that wields it decides its use. Money is the same. It is neither angel nor devil. It is only a tool. But when you forget this, when you begin to serve money instead of letting money serve you, you have placed it in your heart where only God belongs. And once it takes root there, it grows thorns. Fear of losing it. Greed for more of it. Envy of those who have it. Pride for being above others because of it. And every thorn pushes out remembrance of the divine. We chase money because we think it secures us. If I just make enough, I'll finally be safe. If I just pay off this debt, life will be smooth. If I just get that raise, I'll breathe easier. But Ibn Arabi reminds us that security does not come from numbers. He wrote in Futuhat al-Makkiyah, "Your sustenance will seek you as death seeks you." Look at the paradox. We run after wealth as if we could outrun poverty. But the truth is, our provision is written. Just as you cannot escape death, you cannot miss what is destined for you. What belongs to you will find you. What does not, you cannot hold. So why let money sit in your heart as your god of security? The only true security is in the one who provides, not in the provision itself. Picture a man walking through the desert. His pocket is filled with gold coins, heavy but manageable. With that gold, he can buy food, hire help, or find shelter when he reaches the city. Now imagine that same gold melted and poured into his chest. It presses on his lungs. It weighs on his heart. It suffocates him with every step. That is the difference. The gold didn't change. The location did. Money in the pocket helps the journey. Money in the heart kills the traveler. Now let me ask you something deeper. Imagine two people. One has $1 million in his bank account. The other has nothing, not a single dollar. Who is more successful? The answer might shock you. It is not the one with $1 million in his pocket, but the one with Allah in his heart. Because Allah is not against us opening businesses, building wealth, or making money. He is the provider. He is the one who loves to see his servants succeed. But he wants our hearts to be filled with his love, not money. Money in your hand is fine, but the moment it enters the heart, it becomes a rival to him, and Allah has no partners. And here is the beauty. Allah does not forbid money. He only commands that we use it for good deeds, that we spend in his path. And he himself promised to give back even more. The Quran says, "Whatever you give in charity, he will replace it." So the real measure of success is not the number of dollars you have, but whether your heart belongs to wealth or to the one who owns all wealth. Ibn Arabi also taught that everything in existence is in constant circulation. Just as water flows from sky to earth, to river to sea, and back to sky, wealth too is meant to circulate. When you hold it too tightly, it stagnates like water locked in a jar. It breeds fear, mold, and sickness. But when you let it flow, when you give, when you spend in the path of God, it returns to you in ways you never expected. This is why the Quran says, "The example of those who spend their wealth in the way of God is like a seed of grain which grows 7 ears, in every ear 100 grains." 2:61. Generosity multiplies. Hoarding suffocates. Now here's the paradox. When you are struggling financially, the last thing you want to do is give. It feels insane. How can I give when I don't even have enough for myself? But Ibn Arabi would say, that is exactly when you must give. Because giving is the proof that money is not your master. Giving is how you free your heart from its chains. When you give, even a small coin, you are declaring, "This wealth is not my God. Allah is my God. This heart is not a storage vault. This heart is a throne for the real." And when you do that, doors begin to open. Maybe not instantly, maybe not always in the form of cash, but in opportunity, in help from others, in peace that allows you to endure, in courage that allows you to act. There are countless stories in Sufi tradition of men and women who gave in their poverty and received beyond measure. A poor dervish once gave his last piece of bread to another, and within an hour, a wealthy merchant invited him to his home and fed him for a week. Was it coincidence? Or was it the circulation of divine generosity flowing through him? Ibn Arabi explains it this way. Every act of generosity is God's generosity manifesting through his servant. So when you give, it is not even you who gives. It is God giving through you. And when he gives, he returns it multiplied. So let's return to the beginning. Financial struggles are real. Debt is real. Hunger is real. This is not about ignoring reality, but it is about remembering where money belongs. In the pocket, it is a servant. In the heart, it is a tyrant. And the heart is too sacred to host two masters. If money sits there, God cannot. But if God sits there, money finds its rightful place as a tool, nothing more, nothing less. Look around at society. People sacrifice families, morals, health, even their souls for the pursuit of wealth. But what happens? Depression, anxiety, emptiness. We live in the richest era of human history, and yet the poorest in spirit. Why? because money is in our hearts, and God is forgotten. Ibn Arabi would call this a veil, a covering over the heart that blocks the vision of the real. Remove the veil, and the heart breathes again. So what can you do right now? Remember daily, repeat to yourself, money is my tool, not my master. Give something small, even in hardship. Give a coin, a smile, a kind act. This keeps wealth from chaining your heart. Trust provision. What is written for you will reach you. Let go of fear. Fill your heart with God. Through prayer, remembrance, gratitude. When God is in the heart, money cannot dethrone him. Ibn Arabi said, "True wealth is not by possession, but by the soul's freedom from need." So don't measure your richness by what is in your bank account. Measure it by the freedom of your heart. Money in the pocket is fine. It feeds the body. But money in the heart starves the soul. And remember this paradox. The more you give, the more space you make in your heart. The more space you make, the more God fills it. And when God fills the heart, you are never truly poor. So today, ask yourself, is money in my pocket, or has it crept into my heart? And if it has, are you ready to evict it and make space for the one who never fails to provide?